Some dogs would literally die for you, while others would sell you out for a piece of cheese. That's right. Although we all love our furry companions, science has shown that some breeds have a genetic predisposition to be more devoted than others. Today we're going to discover the most faithful breeds on the planet, those that would literally give their life for you without thinking twice, and we're also going to talk about those breeds that, well, let's say they're a bit more selective with their loyalty. Maybe they'll trade you for a stranger with a hot dog or simply decide that that bird in the park is much more interesting than your commands. But before we start, let me tell you that this video is made with lots of love and respect for all dog breeds. Let's go. Top 5 most loyal breeds. 5. Akita Inu. We start our top 5 most loyal breeds with the legendary Akita Inu. Do you remember the story of Hachiko? If you don't know it, let me tell you. This Japanese dog waited for his deceased owner for 9 complete years at the same train station where they used to meet every day. Rain, snow, extreme heat, nothing stopped Hachiko. Akitas form such a deep and spiritual bond with their family that they're extremely protective and devoted for life. They're one-family dogs, and when I say one family, I mean it seriously. Don't expect an Akita to be friendly with strangers, because their loyalty is reserved exclusively for their own. 4. German Shepherd. At number 4 we have the classic four-legged hero, the German Shepherd. This breed is synonymous with loyalty. Wonder why you see them in all police and military forces around the world? Because their loyalty isn't just unbreakable, it's instinctive. A German Shepherd won't just protect you when there's danger, they'll literally put their body between you and any threat without thinking for even a second. There are documented stories of German Shepherds that have saved their families from fires, intruders, and even wild animal attacks. They're intelligent, brave, and have a sense of duty that borders on supernatural. If you have a German Shepherd, you don't just have a dog, you have a professional bodyguard who works for free and only asks for love in return. 3. Labrador Retriever. The third spot might surprise you because we're talking about the adorable Labrador Retriever. Yes, those dogs that are always happy and wagging their tail like it's a helicopter. But Labradors aren't just adorable and playful, they're deeply loyal on an emotional level that few breeds can match. They're so connected with their owner's emotions that they can literally sense when you're sad, anxious, or sick. That's why they're massively used as therapy dogs, assistance dogs for people with disabilities, and even to detect epileptic seizures before they happen. Your Labrador will never abandon you in your worst moments. In fact, it's in those moments when they'll be closest to you, offering you that silent comfort that only a dog can give. They're man's best friend in its purest form. 2. Rottweiler. At number 2 we find the Rottweiler, and yes, I know they have a bad reputation in some places, but let me tell you something. Under that intimidating appearance, that muscular body and that intense gaze, there's a heart of pure gold, but only for their family. Rottweilers are incredibly loyal, protective, and affectionate with those they consider part of their pack. The problem, or the blessing depending on how you see it, is that they're very selective. Once you earn their trust and their love, you have an unwavering guardian for life. A well-socialized and trained Rottweiler is one of the noblest dogs that exist. They'll defend your home, your family, and especially children with absolute dedication. They're gentle giants with their own, but you won't want to be on the other side if you try to hurt their family. 1. Collie. And we reach number 1 of the most loyal breeds on the planet, the Collie. As the legendary Lassie taught us on television, these dogs have a sense of devotion that seems almost supernatural. It's not an exaggeration. Collies are so loyal and so intelligent that they can anticipate your needs before you even identify them yourself. They're so attentive that they detect changes in your behavior, in your health, and even in dangerous situations before you do. They'll literally do the impossible to keep you safe. There are real stories of collies that have traveled miles to find help when their owners were in trouble, that have alerted about fires in the middle of the night, and that have cared for children with infinite patience. A collie isn't just a dog, it's literally your furry guardian angel. If you're looking for absolute loyalty, this is your breed. But well, now comes the fun part, because not everything is rosy in the canine world. Some breeds are, let's say, a bit more independent, more free-spirited, more selective with their obedience. Basically, they're the breeds that would probably betray you for a piece of cheese or because they saw something more interesting on the other side of the street. And look, this doesn't mean they're bad breeds, they simply have other priorities in life. Let's see which ones they are. Top 5 least loyal breeds. 5. Chow Chow. In 5th place of the least loyal breeds, or rather less obedient, we have the Chow Chow. Look, these fluffy teddy bears with blue tongues are absolutely beautiful and photogenic, but emotionally they're like a cat in a dog's body. Chow Chows are known for being incredibly stubborn, independent, and will only listen to you when they decide it's convenient. You can call them 1,000 times and they'll simply look at you with that expression of, What's in it for me? Don't expect blind devotion or automatic obedience, because it's simply not in their DNA. They were bred as guard dogs in ancient China, and developed a very independent personality. They'll love you, yes, but in their own way and on their own terms. 4. Basenji. Number 4 is the fascinating Basenji, known as the dog that doesn't bark. But it's also not the dog that obeys the most, so balance in all things, I suppose. Basenjis are independent hunters originally from Africa, and they literally have the mentality of a cat. They're curious, intelligent, cunning, and will do things when it seems appropriate to them, not when you order them to. They love you, of course, but in their own way, on their own terms, and especially when it's convenient for them. Trying to train a Basenji can be a humiliating experience because you'll realize they're much more stubborn than you. They're beautiful, unique, and fascinating, but definitely not the breed for someone looking for an obedient and compliant dog. 3. Shiba Inu. Remember the Doge meme? That adorable Shiba Inu with internal thoughts written in Comic Sans. Well, Shibas occupy third place on our list and are exactly that, stubborn in real life but multiplied by 10. They're obstinate to almost comical levels, incredibly independent, and will do exactly what they want regardless of how much you train them or how many times you repeat a command. Shibas are loyal to themselves first, to their own desires and whims, and to you? Well, maybe later if they don't have anything better to do. They're like the rebellious teenagers of the canine world. That said, they're adorable, clean, and have a unique personality that many owners adore. Just don't expect them to obey you like a Labrador would. 2. Siberian Husky. In second place we find the dramatic, beautiful, and chaotic Siberian Husky. Huskies are adorable, they have eyes that can melt hearts, they're incredibly expressive and dramatic, but they're also probably the most talented escape artists in the animal kingdom. They're unreliable in the sense that if they see an opportunity for adventure, they'll abandon you without thinking twice. Famous for escaping from fenced yards, poorly secured leashes, and basically anywhere that confines them, these natural adventurers were bred to run long distances in Siberia, and that instinct has never left them. Plus, they're friendly with absolutely everyone. Your husky will greet the burglar who enters your house with the same enthusiasm they greet you. Which means they're not exactly the most loyal guardians. They're fun, beautiful, and full of personality, but loyal in the traditional sense, not so much. 1. Beagle. And finally, the undisputed champion of adorable betrayal, number 1, the Beagle. These hounds with long ears and sweet eyes literally live for their nose and their stomach. Everything else is secondary. See a squirrel running? Your Beagle instantly forgot you. Smell food 3 blocks away? You no longer exist to them. There's an interesting trail on the ground? Goodbye, it was nice knowing you. Beagles were bred to hunt following trails, and that instinct is so strong that it literally overrides any command you give them. They love you deeply, they're affectionate, playful, and excellent with children, but their loyalty has a very clear limit. It ends exactly where a good smell or the promise of food begins. They're adorable traders with paws who will steal your heart and probably your sandwich too if you get distracted for a second. Now, and this is super important, so pay close attention. Nothing I said here means that these less loyal breeds are bad or don't deserve love. Absolutely all dogs are incredible in their own way, each with their unique personality and special characteristics. The breeds we call less loyal are simply more independent, more distracted, or have stronger instincts than blind obedience. And for many people, that's exactly what they're looking for in a canine companion. They can be perfect for owners who respect their independent personality and don't need a traditional guard dog. And here comes the most important truth of all, so listen carefully. The upbringing, the training, the time you invest, and above all the love you give your dog matter literally 1,000 times more than their breed. I've seen incredibly obedient beagles and unreliable German shepherds. Genetics play a role, yes, but it's not destiny. Any dog, regardless of breed, can be loyal, obedient, and the best companion in the world if they receive proper care, socialization, and training from puppyhood. At the end of the day, all dogs want the same thing: love, attention, exercise, and to be part of your pack. Do you have any of these breeds at home? Tell me in the comments if your dog is a loyal hero who would give their life for you or an adorable trader who would sell you out for a piece of chicken. I love reading your stories. And if you like this video, help me out with a like so YouTube shows it to more dog lovers. Subscribe to the channel if you want more content about our four-legged friends, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any video. See you in the next one, and remember, no matter how loyal or traitorous your dog is, they'll always be the best companions we can have. Until next time, dog friends.